Year 4 and welcome to day 13 of our home learning. It is Wednesday the 27th of January 2021. I hope you're all getting on okay and you are trying your best. So let's move on and start our early morning work. So as usual, I'll go through the questions, you pause the video and then we'll go through the answers. Okay, so Alfie has 75 stamps. He collected 5 different stamps each week. How many weeks did it take Alfie to collect the stamps? Remember, it's all about multiplication and division. So it's asking how many 5s are in 75. So would you use multiplication or division? Number 2. Use column multiplication to solve 45 multiplied by 4. Number 3, you have to calculate the answer of 32 multiplied by 3. And number 4, complete the sentence something add something add something add something equals 4 multiplied by 4. So what do you have to add 4 times to get 4 multiplied by 4? Or which is the same as? Number 5, true or false? 17 multiplied by 4 is 21. Do you agree with that answer? And explain your reasoning. Okay, so pause the video now and work out your answers. Number 1, let's go through the answers. Number 1, Alfie has 75 stamps. He collected 5 different stamps each week. How many weeks did it take Alfie to collect the stamps? Well, I did the calculation 75 divided by 5 and I came to the answer of 15 weeks. Number 2, use column multiplication to solve 45 multiplied by 4 and I got the answer 180. Number 3, calculate 32 multiplied by 3. So 2 3s are 6, 3 3s are 9. That's 96. Calculate the sentence something add something add something add something is the same as saying 4 multiplied by 4. Well, 4 times 4 is 4 lots of 4. So it's 4 add 4 add 4 add 4. True or false? Number 5. 17 multiplied by 4 is 21. Do you agree? I do not agree. I would say 17 multiplied by 4 is 68. What they've done is they've added 17 and 4 together. So how did you do? Okay, our English. So, we've been reading our text, How to Train a Dragon, and we're up to the part where we are writing an information text about dragons. Okay, so what I would like you to do now on a clean page is to pause the video and write today's date and target. I can write an information text about dragons. Okay, so I have started to write my introduction all about the dragons. So I used the information that we had to include yesterday, that you did your research, and I sort of made some up myself. So let's read it through. Dragons are mythical creatures that have existed in stories in different cultures all over the world for thousands of years. In Britain, the imaginary creature is described as a giant four-legged reptile covered in scales that is able to breathe fire and able to fly with powerful bat-like wings. In China, the dragon is represented as a highly intelligent serpent-like creature without wings. So there you can see I've even included a fronted adverbial. Could you find a fronted adverbial? Brilliant. The fronted adverbial is in Britain. And as you can see, I've got my comma straight after. I've also used expanded noun phrases as a giant four-legged reptile. So giant and four-legged are adjectives that describe the reptile. I'll read that again for you. Dragons are mythical creatures that have existed in stories in different cultures all over the world for thousands of years. In Britain, the imaginary creature is described as a giant four-legged reptile covered in scales that is able to breathe fire and able to fly with powerful bat-like wings. In China, the dragon is represented as a highly intelligent, serpent-like creature without wings. So, I would like you now to try and write the introduction of your text. What I would like you to do is to remember that you use full sentences that make sense, so you have no missing words. You use capital letters and full stops in the correct places. Can you add at least one fronted adverbial, and what do you need to have it after your fronted adverbial? A comma. And have you explained what your report is going to be about? So pause the video now until you have done your introduction. Okay, so we start now the main the main body of the text, okay? So I've used a subheading, and my subheading is the title, Where Do Dragons Live? And it's a question, so I've got my question mark there, and I have underlined it because it is a subheading. So here goes. I'll read this for you. Dragons live in different places. It depends on the story. Some dragons live in caves and only come out at night, whereas some dragons live in trees or come from space. Most people believe that dragons live in remote places so nobody can find them. Remote means that there's nothing there. There's no one there. So what I would like you to do now is to write your next paragraph. So pause the video and we'll write your next paragraph. Okay, it's maths time. What I would like you to do is I would like you to leave some space before you start writing anything down in your books so that you have got room for the rest of your report. Okay? So if you can leave one page, so you've got 2 pages to write your report, that would be brilliant. Okay, now maths. I know that you have found fractions really, really tricky. So what we're going to do over the next couple of days, we're going to concentrate only on times tables. And we will leave fractions because I think a lot of people are getting themselves too upset, and we will do fractions when you come back to school. And I bet I can hear you all cheering, and all your mums and dads or whoever's helping you with your work cheering because no more fractions, yay! Okay? So, what I want you to do instead of any fraction work is I would like you to write down and to practice your times tables, and I mean all of your times tables. So you should know when you come back to school your 2s, your 3s, your 4s, your 5s, your 6s, your 7s, your 8s, your 9s, your 10s, 11s and 12 times table off by heart. Okay, so you can write them down however as you feel best of learning your times tables. But I also want you over the next couple of days really going on times tables rock stars and using that to practice. I would like your timings to be about 1.5 seconds per question. Yeah. And if I see that you haven't, then you will be getting extra sheets of times table work next week to do as well. Because I've been so kind and stopped the fractions. We've already given you your sign-in details for times table rock stars, and we will get some. We'll do extra fraction work when we come back to school because I'm not having you worried or anything like that. Okay? Right. So pause the video now until you've done some maths, times tables, rock stars. Okay, reading workshop time. At the beginning of the week, we read chapter 1 of the text and you did some questions last week. Yesterday, even, not last week. Yesterday, all about chapter 1. Now we have got some more questions that I want you to answer. I don't want you to write the question, I just want you to write the answer. So the question number 1 is, why was Lila furious? So I would say Lila was furious because. Number 2, why does Chulak think that Lila ought to talk to Lachlan first? Chulak thinks that Lila should talk to Lachlan first because. Number 3, why does Lila sign the note as from your ex-daughter? So I would start my answer. Lila signs the note as from your ex-daughter because. Number 4, how does Chulak react when he finds out Lila needs protection? When Chulak found out that Lila needed protection, he reacted by. Number 5, why does Lila gasp? Lila gasped because. Number 6, why does Lila laugh at the men trying to steal from her? Lila laughed at the men trying to steal from her because, and you need to complete them in full sentences. Okay? So pause the video now. Okay, so geography. So we are finishing off your double page spread on the chosen country because next week we will be doing some work on climate and weather. Okay? So my paragraph that I am going to do, another paragraph that I'm going to write and I researched about is food in Mexico. So here is my paragraph. Mexico is home to some of the most loved food in the world. There are 3 ingredients that are most commonly used. They are corn, beans, and chilies. Have you tasted a chili? It's really, really spicy and hot, and it'll burn your mouth and your smoke will come out your nostrils like a dragon. I'm just joking. I'll start this again. Mexico is home to some of the most loved food in the world. There are 3 ingredients that are most commonly used. They are corn, beans, and chilies. Corn is used in many different ways, but the most popular one that we use in Britain is tortillas, a thin, round pancake made from corn dough. These tortillas are used to make tacos. In Britain, we eat tacos, enchiladas, and fajitas. These are all Mexican foods. Mexican people also eat a lot of cheese and eggs. These mixed with tomatoes and garlic make some delicious dishes. And then underneath, if I was writing this, I might even draw some fajitas or some corn and chilies. Oh, I love fajitas. Anyway, so what I would like you to do, you have got to finish off your double page spread on your chosen country, making sure that you have included everything that I asked you to research and anything else that you did over the top. Okay? So pause the video now. So I asked you to finish your double page spread about your country. You've done some times table rock stars, so I would like you to read your book for at least 20 minutes and then the night is your own. Okay, so have a good night and thank you, Year 4. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.